Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Stock Market with your daily analysis for the S&P 500 for the trading session dated Thursday, 19th of September. I'm recording the video just gone 8:15 in the evening, a bit later than usual New York time. Just a daily and an hourly chart for you today, so this video should be shorter. I've got a new target calculation because it looks like the first target for this upwards movement to end may be too close. At 1739, minor wave 5 would reach just 0.618, the length of minor 3, and at 1740, intermediate C would reach equality in length with intermediate wave A. Minor wave 1 was not extended, minor wave 3 is extended, and so far it looks like minor wave 5 may also be extending. So the next target calculation would be 1849, where minor wave 5 would reach equality in length with minor wave 3. Intermediate waves A and C would have no Fibonacci ratio at that point. If when we get to the first target zone, price just keeps rising, then we'll use the second target. Or if when we get to the first target zone, the structure is incomplete for minor wave 5, we'll use the second target. But we'll use this first target zone as our first expectation. I'll also be looking for price to find resistance at the upper edge of the big maroon channel copied over from the monthly chart. So far, minor wave 5 looks like it's unfolding as an impulse because this upwards movement here is very clearly impulsive. I don't want to try and see this movement here as a zigzag. So the only other structural possibility for minor wave 5 would be an ending diagonal. That requires all of the subwaves to be zigzags, and so far we don't have a zigzag here. I guess we could have ABC for a huge minute wave 1 of an ending diagonal, but I don't think so. I will keep that possibility in mind though. It would mean quite a lot of movement below this parallel channel for the end of this movement though, and I don't think that's going to be very likely. If we get down there, while minor wave 5 is incomplete, this lower trend line should continue to provide some support. If we saw a continuation of minute wave 2, which now looks extremely unlikely, but if it did, it can't move beyond the start of 1 below 1560.33. Let's have a look at what happened on the hourly chart where the start of minute wave 3 within our final fifth wave here is this point here. So we have 1, 2, a long third wave. There is actually a Fibonacci ratio between 1 and 3 of 6.854. It's over 7 points off, but that's less than a 10% variation. 6.854 is an unusual Fibonacci ratio, but it is mathematically correctly a Fibonacci ratio. I'll be looking for alternation between this fourth wave and the second. It's very unlikely, but just possible that it's over here. That looks far too brief. This looks like maybe A and B unfolding. We need C down. In the first instance, I'd be looking for price to find support at the lower edge of this little channel, which I've redrawn now for you using Elliott's first technique. Draw it from the ends of minuet 1 to 3, place a copy on the end of minuet 2. We've just got an overshoot here. Apart from that, everything's well contained within it, and it's just below where price is finding support. Should continue to provide support. However, fourth waves don't always end nicely within those channels, and we have a couple of gaps here to fill. This first one here and this next one down here. So I will be using the Fibonacci ratios as targets for this fourth wave to end. In the first instance, the 0.236 Fibonacci ratio, but that may be too high. At 1705.83, we wouldn't get those gaps filled. The 0.382 Fibonacci ratio is quite likely at 1690.97, and the 0.618 is even somewhat likely, and that would fill all of these gaps, including this one back down here. So I'm expecting choppy, overlapping downwards movement for at least another one, maybe another 2 or 3 sessions, depending on what structure unfolds for this fourth wave. The second wave is a very deep, expanded flat, so I'll be looking for the fourth wave to be a relatively shallow maybe, mostly likely to be a zigzag, may also be a double zigzag, could also be a combination or a triangle. So many different possibilities, way too early to be able to tell exactly what's going to unfold here. All I can say is we're likely to have choppy, overlapping downwards movement to one of these targets maybe to fill one or two, or maybe even three of these gaps we have here. Minuet wave 4 may not move into Minuet wave 1 price territory. Movement below 1641.18 would invalidate this wave count. So we got just a little bit of upwards movement. I wasn't expecting much. Price fell 1.14 points short of that target, and then we got the downwards movement I was looking for. We're starting to see that fourth wave correction. It's showing up on the daily chart, but I don't think it's done yet. It may last another 1 to few days. That's all for me today with your S&P analysis, and I hope that everybody is having a fabulous day.